It's another glorious day on the virtual gridiron. Dad Son Gaming coming at you with a Madden requested video. And the biggest request I get is, how do I play defense? You figured it would be easy, but this Madden is a offensive-minded Madden. And with that being said, it's very crucial that you're being able to play defense to start winning some games. Some of you guys need to know the proper way to blitz, how you can get consistent, unblockable pressure on your opponent. Another thing that's killing you guys is these inside zone runs. People are running the ball up the middle and down your throat. I'm going to show you how to get into the backfield and blow up these runs. Also, most of you guys don't know how to lurk properly and get easy interceptions. I'm going to show you how to lurk with the pressure and which way to lurk when you have the pressure. All of that has to be coordinated so that you literally can set up your opponent to get a turnover, or you can set up a good sack. So without any further ado, let's dive in. Now, the first place we're going to start is Ultimate Team. Now, if you are playing MUT, there is one very crucial ability that you guys must have in your defense. Right now, we don't have a lot of abilities because it's early in MUT, and more abilities will be coming out. And right now, abilities are too darn expensive. Some of these abilities that we have now are costing 4 AP, and we were getting them at 0 AP. So let me dive into Ultimate Team and show you one of the most crucial things you're going to need in order to help get more block sheds in Madden 24 Ultimate Team. I'm going to switch over here to my gaming screen, and I'm going to show you my defensive lineup. Now, this is not by any means a God squad, but it is a pretty decent team that I've been getting a lot of turnovers with, and I've been going 12-0, 14-0 on stream with this defensive team. Now, yeah, I got a few weaknesses, but my scheme basically, I run out of a nickel, 4 down linemen. So literally one good middle linebacker and some safeties and a good defensive line is all I need. And in some cases, I may want to have, really 3 good defensive linebackers, when I run those 4-3 schemes. I do run 4-3 sometimes when people come into 2 tight ends and 2 wide receiver sets to actually help defend against the run a little bit better. But that's for another video. Now, one of the most crucial abilities that you got to have is an ability that will guarantee that you will have a higher chance of block sheds on 3rd and 4th down. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If you look down the bottom, one of the most important members of my defense, you see Richard Sherman, but it's actually Javon Curse. I'm going to click on Javon Curse here. I'm going to go to upgrade, and I want to show you the ability that I'm talking about that literally can transform your defensive line into bloodthirsty pass rushers. So if we go down to Javon Curse, you're going to see that I have this one ability on him, and it is called Defensive Rally. Now, let me read to you what this says. It says, adds a pass rush point to all linemen on 3rd and 4th down. So what that means is that the pass rush is calculated by points. Each lineman has a point. When you get an extra pass rush point, that means your guys have an ability to shed blocks. So it didn't say adds a extra pass rush point to just one lineman. It said all linemen. So by having Javon Curse in my lineup and having defensive rally, he actually makes my entire defensive line better. So if we go to his attributes, as you see, he has a block shed of 88, which is not the highest in the game, but it's not bad as well. And so again, he's going to help my defensive line out a lot. I believe Warren Sapp also carries this ability, but any defensive lineman that carries defensive rally is one that you definitely want to have on your line, especially since there are limited abilities for defensive linemen. Now, as we go back here, I have my other defensive end, which is Reggie White. You can actually get Reggie White for free. Just play through your regular challenges and play through your season pass, and you will get him, or your field pass, you'll get him. And I would say another crucial thing is having good safety. Eric Berry is a really good safety at 87. We get him for free. Jalen Ramsey is a decent corner. You want to have good lockdown outside corners. And again, Darrelle Reeve is a little outdated now. Richard Sherman is still a great cornerback. And right now people will say pick artists, but pick artists cost like 2 AP. So if I were to add pick artists on him, it's expensive, but not to mention it costs a lot of training. So For me to add pick artists right now costs $650 for pick artists. That's kind of expensive on the training side, but some people may add lurker, but for me, he's doing good naturally by himself without abilities. And so having good corners is a key. So that's kind of your setup. I'm not going to tell you who to get on your ultimate team because it's really, really early in the season and there are going to be more players come out. And I would rather do an ultimate team build when we have more abilities that we can use, because abilities is what's going to separate people who win a lot from people who lose a lot. And again, we just don't have a lot in this game. So now that you've seen a little bit about how to make your defensive line better, I'm actually going to talk about some defensive concepts. The way you set up on defense is everything. I'm going to tell you the best ways to set up so that you can actually be in great position to have good defensive plays happen for you. Most of you guys need to make some adjustments prior to going in. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to show you some adjustments that you absolutely must make if you want to have a good chance of playing defense. And I'm going to go over some defensive concepts, some blitzes. Then I'm going to show you some in-game footage of me executing what I'm teaching you here today. This will be a great tutorial video for you guys. If you are having trouble on defense, trust me, after I'm done with this tutorial, you will have trouble no more. One of the things that you want to do before you call any defense is you want to go over to your adjustments. This is what you want to do. Number one, you want to turn your auto alignment to base. A lot of you have it on default. You want to have it to base so people don't know what you're in. If you have it on default, they're going to know if it's man or zone off rip. You have it on base, they won't tell anything. Your defense will look absolutely the same. Your ball in air defense, I like to put this on play ball. Cornerback matchups, I like to do it by speed. Now, if you find yourself having your best corner want to match up against the best wide receiver, you can do overall. But in this game, when you're throwing the ball down the field, it's going to be by speed. You do not want a good corner getting beat by someone that's fast, because a wide receiver that doesn't have any skill can beat a corner that has some skill, but the wide receiver that's faster will win that matchup. So again, you don't want to get blown the top off by a fast, wide receiver. Option defense, I always put that on conservative. Trip ball, I leave that balance. Tackling, I leave that balance. But all of this stuff, people are telling you to make these adjustments. Do not make any adjustments on these until you're in game and know what your opponent is doing. These will be something you make on the fly. If your opponent is hitting you with a lot of, like sharp corner routes, you can do this zone drop all the way up to 30 if you want or whatever. So this zone drop flats means if you call a cover 2, they'll drop back a little further and try to intercept those passes. So I leave this as default. I like to see what people are in first. So that's pretty much it. These are my settings that I go to. And if I call a defense, let's say I'll just call like a regular nickel. And literally, there are some really good blitzes. And my concept on blitzing is when I blitz, I like to look at the running back a lot of times, and I like to be able to call over the top coverage to protect me. So if the running back is going out for a pass, then I will bring the person that's guarding the running back to the line of scrimmage sometimes, and I will help that blitz come in a little bit faster. So I'll show you what I mean. I'm going to do Overstorm Brave, which is just a plain blitz. And literally, as you see, my safety is guarding the running back. Now, a lot of people are going to want to beat you over top. What I like to do is shade this guy out here to prevent the top so he's in a deep zone. And if you look at this blitz, if I kind of just come close to the line of scrimmage and I spread my line and I bring these two guys in, depending on if the running back goes out or not, then I may switch last minute. So if the running back doesn't go out, or if he does go out, then I can lurk with this guy. If the running back stays in the block, I'm lurking. This is my lurker right here. If the running back goes out, I need to switch off of him and I need to get to one of these blitzers and can figure out how I'm going to blitz. So let's just run this play as is. And you're just going to see the pressure come in. As you see, unblocked, right? So that's just Overstorm Brave. It's just a plain defense. Again, a defense anyone can use. Now, if he blocks the running back, which I want to do here, I'm going to pass block the running back, then what will happen is this blitz won't come in as fast. And so sometimes what I like to do, if I see the running back being blocked, I may go on and blitz my guy in to make up for it. So I hike this ball and I bring my safety because he was blocking. I brought my safety in anyway, just to kind of bounce. Then that allowed the blitz to come in. And sometimes I will kind of bring my safety to the line like this, and then I will come back out to go in coverage. And sometimes just keeping them at the line and pulling them out at the last second will help the pressure come in. So that's your concept of blitzing. Sometimes I do like to blitz this person off the edge here. So I like blitzes that come off the edge and come through the middle because they seem to be most effective because you're going to have pressure coming up here and pressure coming off the edge. So even though Overstorm Brave is pretty good, why am I in replay? I like to do other blitzes that kind of come off the edge because I like blitzing a cornerback off the edge and a linebacker up the middle. So something like overload blitz is pretty good. You just have to get a really, really good angle. So when blitzing, to set this up, you're going to have a cornerback that's going to come off. Did I call Overstorm Brave? No, I didn't. Let me call it here. I want to call overload blitz right here. As you see, you got this cornerback set up. I like to move him in. And I like to kind of, do the defensive contain. And then what I'll do with this guy is maybe bring him in, or I may flip it. So literally with this, you have a guy in coverage. You have a guy that's coming in. This is a good blitz because you got the corner coming in. So again, that cornerback will get to him pretty fast. So I like blitzing off the edge and at the middle at the same time. So again, sometimes if you're going to blitz like this, you know you're going to get beat deep. What you can do is kind of half zone. So I'll zone this up and, I may have the guy checking a running back, or what sometimes what pros will do, what I do against pros is if I'm blitzing, because if this running back goes out on the flats, let's say he's going out on the flats, what's going to have to happen is this guy's going to have to come all the way down and he may get to the flats before I do. So what I sometimes will do is I'll do what's called kind of a crisscross. I will man him up on the running back and man him up on the wide receiver. So it looks like this. And this way, if I'm going to a swing route, then the cornerback will come off and take him. And sometimes they can end up in an easy pick. So again, that's another thing you can do. You can actually cross man. Sometimes what I'll do is I will cross man on one side and I will zone on the other like this. And so now I have a little concept here and I just kind of move this guy around. And then I have like a zone crossman concept. So again, there's a lot of cool things you can do. And even still, if I'm not worried about, this tight end, I may just zone him this way to have him come across and do something like that. So I'll get really, really crazy on defense. And then if we hike the ball, you kind of see that, you can have fast pressure coming in just like that. So again, I'm trying to do both at the same time, but yeah, you can do like little sneaky stuff like this. You can like cross man, you can cross zone, you can really mix the defense up. So now that you got the concepts, depending on how your opponent is playing, if he's throwing a lot of corner routes, you can mess with your zones. If he's throwing a lot of seam routes, you can mess with your zone drops and you can mess with your depth of your players. So that's kind of your basic concept on defense. I'm not going to just give you one play and just say spam it because people are going to eventually figure it out and beat it. You just need to understand the concept. So again, I like blitzing from the middle and the corner. So if I'm blitz, it's going to come from the middle and the corner because if the middle gets picked up, the corner will come. A lot of times blitzing from the corner will free up that defensive lineman. So again, just those blitzing concepts is something that I like to use that has worked for me. And again, that's a great way to kind of make sure you cover your bases because you keep the quarterback from rolling out. Another thing I like to do is I will always contain my line to keep quarterbacks from rolling out. By just simply containing your line, if a quarterback wants to scramble, then again, he has to get back and try to run around. So containing your line all the time is just a good practice. That's just something that you want to do just to keep the quarterback kind of contained. Sometimes I'll spread them, but I'll try to contain them. And again, if you have any inside runs that happen, I'm going to show you how to blow those up. So now what I want to do is I'm going to jump into some gameplay. I'm going to show you the concepts that I taught you in game. Okay, so we're in game and I'm going to show you basic breakdowns of number one, some blitzing concepts. Number two, how to blow up the inside zone runs. And number 3, we're going to show some lurking. All of these things that I showed you, I'm going to show you that I use them in game. So here's a game that I played, and we're going to do a very basic setup here. And as you look, I'm going to pause it right here. I'm at the line of scrimmage, and he's going to motion. I'm going to show you my defense. This is pretty much a zone defense with the blitz tied into it. As you see, this guy right here is literally going to loop around. And again, it's just this blitz angle. When you crash basically your line and you do the quarterback contain, a lot of times, if this angle is like right here, you would think it would come through here, but it actually goes around. So I'm going to show you this blitz, and I got a zone. I am making my guy make a read. And so it's tough to make a read when you're being blitzed. Let's play it out. Here we go. There's a loop. Boom. Easy sack, and he goes down. So in this one, basic concept. And as you look, still a zone, making my guy make a read. And with this one, I want to draw it out. As I crash and I got him loop, this defensive end will loop all the way around. So anytime you are crashing a corner and you have him near a defensive end and you have a contain, that is pretty much the loop blitz. Very basic blitz, very, very easy to get sacks with. And as you'll see, I want to also be lurking. So as I lurk with this guy right here, I'm just going to make him think about his read. And by the time he thinks about it, he's going to be sacked. So let's play this out. There's defensive end. He comes around. Boom. Done. Very basic concept. Very easy to do. So in this one, this is going to be lurking. So how do you lurk? Literally, if I'm grabbing this linebacker, my area is all the stuff around here. So I will bait lurk. What is a bait lurk? Well, if this guy comes across the middle, I'll take him. If he comes across the middle, I'll come off him and I'll take either one. So I'm anticipating to go into the middle. This is a tight formation. So again, more than likely these guys or either these guys, somebody's going across the middle. The defense has pretty much the outside covered. My responsibility is the middle. So I'm going to bait lurk. And by bait lurking, I will potentially make him hold onto the ball long enough where we get a sack with just 4 down linemen. So let's play this out. There's a lurk, one back. There's a nice lurk. Boom, he gets a coverage sack. So with this one here, this is just very, very basic. I'm just rushing 4, and I have my guy here, and I know it is 4th and 16. So again, when it's 4th and 16, I don't care about anything being caught right here. Nothing being caught right here. So I'm going to vacate and go back to at least where he needs to be to get a first down. That's what I care about. So as I go through psychologically, pay attention, everything is situational, and I'm going to let this play out and see where we go. As you see, I'm just dropping back to the first down line, boom, and I get an interception. That's all we care about on situational football. So very basic lurk, just be aware of the situation that you're in. Now, this one is where you guys get killed at. This is basically a inside zone out of tight. Now, generally this inside zone out of tight, it's not going to be a toss. You don't have to worry about that. This is not going to be anything that you worry about. There will be no tosses as far as I know out of tight. Basically, the run is going to go up here, and these guys will kind of part this way to open that lane up. So in order to stop this, what we want to do is you want to have a nose tackle over here, and you want to be able to loop in behind the nose tackle. So I'm going to show you how I blow this run up. So I kind of figured it's coming. So watch what we do here. Shift the line left. Now what do I have? I have a nose tackle over here, and my responsibility is to stay where I'm at, loop, and meet him right in this hole. This is exactly what I want to do. Very easy to stop inside zone runs. Better done with 4 down linemen than 3. So again, I got the shift out, and then I have this guy that's going to crash off 2, and I'm going to crash off here right there. So again, you have anywhere that he needs to go taken care of, more than likely that will blow this run up. So let's play this and see what we do. Boom, run is blown up. Now this concept, we're in a new concept now. And as you see, this is just basically a lurking concept. I have 3 or 4, I'm rushing 4 right here. And this is me lurking. Basically with the lurk, again, my responsibility is to just make him hold the ball as long as possible and try to get an interception. And you're going to see basically another little coverage sack here. As I'm lurking, boom. I did a great job lurking. That was a coverage sack. So if we look at this, it is 3rd and 18. Situational football. I do not care about anything that gets caught right here. I'm basically protecting the back line. So again, situational football. And again, I will blitz here. And you're going to see my adjustments here. So I'm blitzing heavy here. He's switching. I got this guy on a deep blue to keep me from getting beat. And then I'll have this guy kind of lurking right here. I'm not concerned about anything getting caught short. So I will abandon everything short, blitz him, make him hold the ball, and you're going to see what happens. So this is a basic blitz, and I'm going to freeze it right here. I'm going to come here manually, and the running back is going to chip block, but he's not going to go after me. So I'm going to have a free rusher at this quarterback, and I know he can't have time to step in and make a throw. So let's see how it plays out. We get in there and get a sack. So again, he chip blocked, but then he went out for a pass. So chip block went out for a pass, but we got a sack. It's already too late. Now, that's going to put him at 4th and 27. Now, this is going to be a guaranteed sack. I literally have a blitz coming right here. I have a blitz, I believe, coming right here. And I'm going to zone this guy. And I'm going to zone this guy. I don't want anything being beat right here. This part I don't care about because I have pressure coming to the side. It's going to be hard for him to make a throw and roll out. So I'm going to play this out and show you. There we go. And boom. There's a sack. So literally, I can turn the game around with stuff like this. Now on this, I'm going to follow my own principles. And again, I think it might be a zone. So you're going to see me shift the line and you're going to see me contain and watch how he moves. Watch how he moves. He's going to loop around when I shift. So again, basic line stunts can really catch your opponent off guard. Just shifting or altering your line left or right, moving them can get sacks, especially when you have the defensive rally ability. So again, we're on 4th and goal. Remember, defensive rally is kicking in. These guys are going to shed like a mofo. So let's play this out. And me, what am I doing? I'm lurking. I'm literally going to go with the flow of the play. So I believe the play is going to flow this way. So I'm just going to go with the flow of the play and try to get interceptions or try to cover. So let's play this out and see what happens. Watch Javon Curse, though. Watch what he does. I shift. As you see, I shifted. Again, basic line stunt. I'm going to get penetration right here. It's going to be hard for him to roll out. And then Javon Curse is going to loop around all of these guys and come here. And literally, that's just a basic line stunt, no blitz. So you guys can actually get pressure by line stunting and moving your line. Most people don't know that. So let's play it out. I'm just sending 4 people. Look, 4 people. Look at the pressure on 4 people. And look at the pick. Boom. I literally changed this game around with 3 picks and stops and literally was able to win this game just with line stunts. Folks, you don't need to have crazy blitzes, right? You can win with just line stunts. So here we're going to go again. I have pressure coming in here, and literally we're going to be able to sack him. And again, it's 2nd and 8, and I do want to be at the first down line. So you're going to see kind of what I do here. I have this guy playing out, and I have this guy playing over here. You're going to see him play over here. So basic concept, again, this is a short side of the field. He has more side to work with, knowing that I want to be able to play this side of the field. So I'm looking at the side of the field he's working on. He has the left wide open, and let's play this out. We're blitzing. He has to roll to the left. Look at that. Look, boom. Everything is contained on that wide side. And again, that is me turning this game around. So folks, these are just basic concepts. You don't have to bring pressure every time. You can just move your line and get line stunts if you have defensive rally. Now I will be covering this more when we start getting abilities such as edge rusher and double to nothing. Then I will really show you some line stunts because they're going to be more effective. But right now, they're still somewhat effective. But if you kind of get used to shifting your line, moving them, and getting pressure with your front four along with your blitz, then you don't have to send the house and you can still get pressure. So folks, that's all for this video. Thank you for watching, and make sure you subscribe to this channel, and we'll see you in the next breakdown video. Peace.